News coming in right now. Supreme Court to hear Gyanvapi case tomorrow. Plea on extending protection of Shivling in Supreme Court. The Hindu side has said extend the shield for mosque, quote-unquote, Shivling. The Supreme Court's new bench is going to hear the case pertaining to the extension of protection of the Shivling as sought by Hindu parties tomorrow at 3 p.m. So the new bench, which has been constituted to look into this matter, will be hearing this matter tomorrow at 3 p.m. The Hindu side had said extend the shield for the mosque Shivling because the protection to the Shivling in fact ends on November 12th. So they've sought a hearing in this matter, and the Supreme Court's new bench is going to hear this case pertaining to the extension of protection of Shivling as sought by Hindu parties tomorrow at 3 p.m. That is the detail that is currently emerging from the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court will be hearing the Gyanvapi case tomorrow. The plea on extending protection of Shivling, quote-unquote, is before the Supreme Court. The Hindu side, in fact, has said extend shield for mosque Shivling. The Supreme Court's new bench will hear this case pertaining to the extension of protection of quote-unquote Shivling as sought by Hindu parties tomorrow at 3 p.m. That protection, which was in fact granted earlier, is to end on November 12th, which is why the Hindu sides have approached the Supreme Court of India, and the Supreme Court has now agreed to hear this matter at 3 p.m. tomorrow. Remember, this is the newly constituted bench of the Supreme Court which will be hearing this matter. My colleague Anisha Mathur is joining us live at the moment. Anisha, give us more details about what did the Hindu side say in court today?
Well, Salmi, the Supreme Court, the matter was mentioned before the Supreme Court by Advocate Vishnu Shankar Jain, who is the counsel for some of the Hindu petitioners in the Gyanvapi case. Now, remember, earlier the Supreme Court had said that whatever has been found at this site must be protected, that entire site must be sealed, especially since there have been calls for another survey and a detailed study of what is actually there at the Gyanvapi Mosque, Kashi Vishwanath temple site. So therefore, the Supreme Court had earlier also said that whatever has been found in the survey must be kept sealed and protected so that there is no disturbance in the area. At the same time, the court had said that prayers at the mosque, namaz at the mosque should also be allowed to continue. So the local administration had been directed to make sure that the rights of both sides are properly protected. Now, that order was to go on till 12th of November because that was the timeline given by the Supreme Court to hear these matters. Now, the Hindu side has come back and said that this timeline needs to be extended, that the protection of what has been found, what has been called the Shivling by the Hindu petitioners in the Gyanvapi case, that protection should be extended so that there is no disturbance at the site till this matter is going on. Because remember, the trial court in Varanasi is hearing the details of this issue. The Supreme Court, of course, had been called upon to adjudicate on whether the Muslim side's the argument or the Hindu side's argument holds more weight when it comes to to hearing this matter at all. So a lot of complications are existing in this matter, lot of legal nuances are there in the matter, but so far the Supreme Court had given clear orders that the interests of both sides must be protected. Whatever artifact or the Shivling that is being claimed by the Hindu side must be protected till further orders. And now Supreme Court is set to hear this matter again tomorrow afternoon at 3 p.m. as a special bench needs to be constituted to hear this matter. Because so far, remember, the matter was being heard by a bench headed by Justice Chandrachud, who is now the Chief Justice. Therefore, he has said he will set up a special bench to hear this matter at 3 p.m. tomorrow.
Okay, Anisha, thank you so much for bringing us all of those details.